I don't know if you ever heard this, but it's 1,000% true. You are what you attract.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. You are what you attract. So you keep getting shitty dude, you keep getting a shitty female, you are what you attract. Point blank, period. You have to put the work in on yourself to get this the same way you go into a job and you say I want to get to this position. You have to do some things differently. Okay, maybe the way you conducted yourself, the way you communicated with other your ex associates or whatnot, it's not going to fly here. You know what I mean? You have to do some things differently to get to that top pinnacle.
Yeah.
I think you've got something different. I've been searching. I think you're nervous. He's made you so mad. I think you should take a chance and show me that you can.
Lip gloss is cool. All the girls be jocking. They're chasing after school. What you know about me?
Hey, that little bop had the people in the chokehold too. That little beat.
That was my son. You were so aggressive.
That's how it is.
The whole thing sounded like a bass.
What
You didn't hit any snare.
Bunch of kids beating on lockers. Oh, you ain't have lockers.
I did have lockers.
You did?
Yes.
I thought you said you didn't have lockers in school.
We didn't use them, but we had them because we just used our book bags.
Yo, like the lockers, and I'm telling you, it just felt like a new type of grown. When I got my first master lock,
I remember the feeling because I didn't really use my locker till high school, and then it wasn't even until we moved into our new building, so I was junior year. Oh my god, I remember, but I never used my locker because we had A-Day, B-Day, so I only had 4 classes one day, 4 classes the other day, so I never really used my locker like that.
yeah, them shits was dope. I'm telling you, boy, I thought I was on Saved by the Bell, putting in that little combo.
I couldn't even tell you what my locker number was. I don't even know.
Shit, boy. Don't try to be late trying to put that combo in, boy. You start fucking up all kind of ways, boy. Can't get that bitch open.
We had a thing, so it was like we had 15 minutes between each class, but our school was so small, so it was like a thing. Like we would hang out in the hallway and like.
What kind of a grace period is that? Nigga gave us 5 minutes.
Yeah, we had 15 minutes between each class.
And our school was the fucking size
And
of
it was like a thing. Like you would drop your book bag down and you would go play hacky sack in the hallway or talk to your friends, go talk to a teacher, do your homework. It was cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
You ready? You trying to cut
ready?
me off this fire. Well, I try not to.
I didn't cut you off last time.
Huh?
I didn't cut you off too bad.
I
last time.
was just about to say a statement, you know. I was just about to say a statement.
When?
Just now.
Just now? I was about to start the pod. What statement were you about to say? We haven't started yet.
I was just about to.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of TSOV Podcast.
And I am.
Can I fit it? Damn. You just don't want me to do this intro.
I was just at.
I know what comes next. I'm your host, Alexis, Lexi B. And this is Mr. Well Love. And this is a TSOV podcast. Now you can speak.
All right. That was. All right.
What was that on a 1 scale from 1 to 10?
We can't use 7.
No, please, you can't use 7 because that's average.
We'll talk about it off camera.
I don't care. Let the people know. They know that I don't do the intro, so just be honest.
I mean, it's not anyone's dedicated job, designated.
I mean, but
job.
I hadn't been doing it.
Yeah, but we're good.
All right. Well, anyway,
Room for
how are you
improvement.
today?
I'm good. How are you?
I feel great.
Feel great?
Yep.
Lovely Saturday. I can say that this time. Lovely.
You didn't have to lie last time. I don't know why you felt like you had to lie to the people.
You know what I'm saying?
It was not Saturday. It was Sunday.
They want to feel like it was Saturday, you know?
I couldn't finish my drink because I had to go to rehearsal. So.
Oh, yeah.
But I could finish my drink today. So y'all didn't think I was being a wimp.
Yeah. Why don't you tell the people out there, like, people probably heard on the last pod, rehearsal? What is she? Is she a cabaret dancer?
Not close, but not quite. But I am a dancer.
Oh, wow. Clothes on
and
or
I do,
off?
huh?
Clothes on or off?
It depends on dance.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we're not naked, but no, but I do. I dance at my dance studio. It's called Dance Lab in Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay, how long have you been dancing?
Since I was like 5.
Yeah.
Since kindergarten.
Now let me ask this, right? Because sometimes, and as a kid, I loved the movie You Got Served, right? And you know when that joint come on, Fat Man Scoop, Brooklyn, Timberland. I was in that thing. Well, you could have. I was in that. But tell the people out there, right? Because sometimes we kind of, and as a person that watches dances or just things like that or enjoy it, sometimes we'll kind of take it lightly. Explain to the people, like real talk, like how much really goes into that and how much it weighs on you physically, like doing that stuff.
A lot. Like a lot of rehearsal, a lot of class. I guess like You Got Served is more like street dancing. I mean, that was obviously a movie, but like there were kind of like street competitions like that.
So is that
But I did
different?
more,
Is that
yeah,
different
I
from,
did
like-
more like stage dancing. So like real like stage competitions, like they were very intense. It was like the longest 2.5 minutes ever. It's so long, so much rehearsal, so much time, so much energy.
And I think people underestimate how much stamina goes into that.
You think, okay, oh, I'm about to do this 2-minute dance. It is,
Yeah.
yes, like a lot. And people be wondering like why we be breathing hard and sweating. It is like when you give it your all, like when you go full out. Oh God.
But I mean, Chris Brown make it look so easy though. The nigga
Well,
body
Chris
just
Brown is I would say Chris Brown has a lot of professional like stamina to him. Like he's obviously an artist, but I think we just think like, oh, he plays around, but he actually like is a really good dancer.
Nah, like
And he has
really
a lot
is.
of. I mean, men just typically have more stamina than women anyway, and y'all are typically stronger.
I mean,
so I think it's a lot.
I wouldn't go that far. Say, man, you know, fat niggas in bed probably don't last that long.
Okay, I'm like, generally speaking, in the dance community, men typically are just come in and they're a little bit more strong.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to have more stamina, so they can. You know, I feel like if you're brand new and you're coming in as a man, it's easier to pick up than women. But men just don't, you know, they're not the stereotypical professional dancer.
I saw like Chris Brown. I was watching the canceled AMA Award dance, and like that nigga body just float through the air. Like what's them shits they have outside them car dealerships, and them shits they got the little air going through them, and them shits be like that's. Like,
I mean, Chris Brown does a lot of training though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be a good dancer, like a real good dancer if you're an avid weed smoker.
I'm sure. I mean, I don't think that has anything to do.
So Snoop Dogg could get down with y'all if he wanted to.
Yeah, but Snoop Dogg is a little stiff. You know, he just does a little 1-2. Snoop Dogg, he's like a granddaddy. He does a little uncle at the cookout, little 2-step. That's about it.
That's dope though. But it looks very tiring.
It is very tiring.
And I say the same thing as far as like I always say like how in the hell do they remember those things? But I always relay it back to like acting, right? Like you just do it over and over and over and over and over, and it becomes second.
I mean,
nature.
except we kind of don't. It like just becomes muscle memory at that point. Like, yeah, I think for this show, I think we've only had like everybody pretty much had 4 rehearsals for an hour and a half.
Mm.
So we really don't do it over and over again.
So what y'all do like just once, twice?
A rehearsal like full out, normally like twice.
Like twice.
I mean, you have to learn it, right? So like you have to learn your choreography, and then there's formations, and then you finally get to doing it. But like, yeah, it's a lot less than probably what you think.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think my biggest fear if I was to ever be a dancer that would probably fuck me up would just be the fact that I don't want to be the guy to fall. In some way, I'm going to fall and bust my shit to the white meat.
Luckily, knock on what is around me. I have like slipped, but I mean, like I recovered, like you couldn't tell.
Oh,
I mean, we slip all the time. Yeah, you can't tell.
Yo, what was like the worst fall you saw like in a live performance? Like you just seen somebody like just...
somebody fell off the stage one time. Yeah, that was actually really bad though. People have fallen though, but I mean, like,
don't lie, you laughed inside.
I didn't even know until
you
I
know.
watched it back. Yeah,
You
a lot
know.
of times you don't even know until you watch it back, unless the person's like hurt and they have to like stop.
So like when you watched it back, you was like,
No, I didn't laugh. It's not funny. For one, you're hurt. Like, forget the embarrassment. We don't really like at that point. You don't really care if you're embarrassed or not. Like, I mean, it kind of sucks because you want to get to your
look at
dance.
You being a good Samaritan.
But it just that you get hurt. Like
Your
that sucks.
safety.
Yeah, that's like somebody gets hurt in a football game. You're not about to laugh.
Nah, that's different, bro. We like head.
It's the same thing. It hurts.
You should have watched where you were stepping. They told you 1, 2, 3, boom cap. You went 1, 2, 3.
That is
off
not
stage.
the same.
You try to put a
Things happen. Or if you break something or you sprain something.
You try to put a little Beyonce on it. And
You're on stage, of course.
All right, you can put the Beyonce on it and you're going to Michelle. That's what the hell going to happen.
Well, Michelle
on 106
slipped. She didn't like fall.
That was she must have slipped on. That must be some fresh pine salt.
She always slipped though. She needed some rosin on the bottom of her shoes.
Who?
Rosin.
That's the stuff that they have like when you go like to the little jumping jack places on the bottom of the socks. Somebody say, what if you just put them socks on while you fucking?
I mean, I guess you could. I mean, it's just the rosin is powder.
Oh, it's powder.
Yeah.
I was talking about the sock. You know the socks they give you at like Velocity?
No.
The little sticky shits.
Yes. That's a sock, but I'm talking about like rosin is like yeah, it creates friction. It helps you create friction. So you don't fall.
So what if a nigga fucking he could put them in the bottom of his socks so he don't slip over a hardwood floor?
I mean, he could, I suppose.
Yo, a nigga with the LeBron powder on the bottom of his socks trying to hit a chick from the back so he don't slip. That's
the LeBron, is that rosin that he used? That's baby, that's like powder. That's not rosin.
Yo, she telling me for all these years, this nigga.
Maybe it is rosin. I don't know. I don't know what he does. I think he just uses
powder.
I mean, I think it's just powder. Rosin's a little bit. I mean, it's an actual.
Ain't no grown
substance.
man standing over me waving baby powder over me, fam. Get the
I
Johnson.
think LeBron uses powder.
That can't be baby powder. This nigga
So what do you think it is?
He ain't spreading cancer in there. I know that much. I know that this nigga.
No, I'm just confused. Powder as opposed to what?
That got to be something else. Like I don't know. Maybe that's some of the leftover.
I mean, it could be rosin.
I don't know. I never saw it. You know.
I've seen it in person. I've seen LeBron play in person.
Oh, you seen LeBron play in person?
Live, yeah.
I would love to see him, but
It was a long time ago. He was with the Cavaliers.
How far back was his hairline there?
It was pretty back there. I was in 11th grade, so whatever that was.
Oh yeah,
That was like a lot of years ago. It was. So what, 12 years? 12 years ago?
Oh man. Let's take our shot, man. Let's get right to it. Yes, sir. Hope everybody is doing good. We all feeling great. I'm excited today, man. We got some football. We're not gonna stay too long. We're gonna just glance past it, but we got some football going on today. I love it. Win or go home, man.
Football's on today?
Yeah. Jesus, women, just let's get it.
I mean, college football is over, so
let the fucking Lifetime fucking sad story marathon be on. You fucking women. Oh my god, you don't gotta watch Lifetime on.
I don't watch I like football, but I just didn't know it comes on Saturdays.
Yeah, but we got the wild card going on this weekend. Win or go home. I like it, man. I like it. This is real exciting, and you know, Super Bowl is always.
Why do men act like football? It don't be the same schedule every year?
What you mean the same schedule?
I mean like the same thing.
It's not the same thing. Different teams.
Yeah, but it's the same program.
No.
It is the same process.
In the same way you chicks run to go see the Tyler Perry movie, it ain't the same plot. The nigga ain't shit and the woman always good.
That's not
y'all
fair.
go run and go, yeah, hey, got Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry, how to beat a nigga when he cheating on you.
So who plays today?
Today we have, I have to look and see. Again.
How are you so excited? You don't even know who plays today.
I was just looking at it, but it just literally just slipped my mind. Yeah, so today, we got Seahawks, 49ers, Cowboys, and Bucks today. So that's gonna be a good slate today. So yeah, everybody drop who y'all think gonna win down there in the comment section. And
well, by the time they because the game is already over.
My bad.
Duh.
Well, I put a poll on the page.
Okay. Because what?
Yeah.
We're not live.
But where you want to start, man? Where you want to start?
Where do I want to start?
Yeah, where do you want to take us? Where you want to take us?
I guess we're starting with should you go to college?
Should you go to college? Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a college graduate, but somebody to my left, to your right, is a college graduate. So Probably the first question I probably want to ask you when it comes down to college. How was your personal experience college, just overall? If you could just sum it up in a few sentences, how was college for you?
Um, it was a good time. It was fun. It was a lot of work and very hard. I guess I made it harder than it could have been, but it was good. I don't regret it.
The people want to know, was there a lot of fucking going on?
No.
Cocaine?
Oh, I don't know if people did drugs. I mean, I don't. I doubt people did drugs. Like, you have
Did you
to
say you doubt people did drugs?
I mean, I doubt they did like hard drugs.
So nobody never came to you with the Maverick card and a white line on a little piece of mirror. Hey, Lex,
No.
let's get fucking let's get faded today.
No.
Came to you.
No.
Nobody ever rolled up a cone, brought
No.
it to you.
It's not like what was that movie Generation X? What was that party movie?
I don't fucking know. There's so many.
You remember what I'm talking about though?
Stomp the Yard?
No, it was was it called X? What was it called? Generation X is not it.
I don't know.
But that party movie where they like had a huge house party. I mean, there were like house parties and stuff, but it wasn't like it was very rigorous. It was a lot of work. Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah. Did see my by me never going to college, like my thought process of college is very much skewed by the images that movies have made. So I'm always
Like what
thinking
movie?
like, higher learning, you never saw that movie, but there's a bunch of, skinhead white dudes, somebody wanna be a sniper on the roof one day and fuck up the whole school. Then the next you think you got the frat, you think there's a drumline situation.
Oh, there was
going
I mean,
on.
there was definitely there. Well, I went to a PWI, which is a predominantly white school. So there were black fraternities and
What
sororities.
school you went to?
Clemson.
Clemson. Okay.
But there were a lot of white sororities and fraternities.
If you was to guess, like, what's the percentage of blacks compared to whites?
Oh, I don't have to guess. It was 7% when I was there.
Oh shit, you just
Yeah, it was 7% when I was there. I mean, because it was a known fact. I didn't have to guess. I knew what it was.
and then you was 1%. The other, you knew the other 6%. The other.
Yeah, the black community at Clemson was Black Clemson was very close.
And I'm pretty sure a good bit of those were, well, most of it was like the athletes. Would you say?
Yeah. I would say a lot of it was the athletes. Especially back then, not so much.
Okay, well,
anymore, but back then a lot of it was the athletes. But Black Clemson was very close. We were very close knit, and I mean, you're still talking like a few, 300, 400, 500 people as compared to 20, 30, however many people we had, 20, 25,000 people at the time. But it was.
But go ahead, tell the people though. Tell the people how it's a scam. You got a degree. It sets you up. Now you're a failure in life. Now you owe thousands of dollars. Go ahead.
Tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead talk to that aspect of.
Okay, so
is it a scam?
No, and actually, ironically, I was helping somebody with something last night, and their article was on why college is important. And so
written by a college dean.
It was written by a lady named Chloe. I forget, but anyway, no, she was a college graduate, but not like a college professor. But she basically says that like the whole topic
Hold on, let's pause this real quick. Mommy is calling us in the middle of our pod. Hello, mother. You're calling. You're live on the podcast. Don't say anything incriminating or anything that would embarrass me or your daughter. How are you doing?
Well, hello there.
Hi.
What is the topic for today, please?
What's the topic for today?
She called like this QVC or something. We are talking about, is college a scam? Is college a scam, Mom?
It is.
I wouldn't say college is a scam, but I would suggest that parents and students rethink when planning on going to college there is nothing wrong with attending your technical college first and then possibly transferring over to a 4-year college or institution. Just want to make sure that parents and students are not getting themselves into debt and not getting themselves into debt, and don't go any place that you cannot afford to attend. It's okay. And I counsel with students and parents, and I know I didn't think this way several years ago, but I tell my parents daily, if I had to redo it again, my daughter would have attended our technical school, tried at technical college, and then we would have transferred to a 4-year college institution. So no, college is not a scam, but let's just start thinking about how we prepare to go to college, and let's make sure we are not taking out loans to put ourselves further into debt. Because, you know, the ultimate goal is to be debt-free. Financial freedom is the best feeling in the world.
True story.
True story. Mama just came here, just spent some time.
Well, that's the end of our topic for today.
That's the end of that one.
No need to keep going.
Everything all right, Ma?
Everything is Gucci. I was just checking on you guys. I'm heading home. I had a meeting this morning, and we just got wrapped up. So y'all just check in with me later.
All right, we'll call you when we done, Ma.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you too. Bye.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
That was our informative.
Basically everything my mom just said. No, but my mom is a guidance counselor, and so she talks about this, especially around this time of year.
Yeah.
On the daily, and
I don't see too much of those either. Those and not to cut you off. Not too much of the black guidance counselors too. You know what I mean? They can literally sit and talk to some of our kids and tell them what's real.
And I think that it part of it is a culture thing, right? Because especially as African Americans, for one, where you want to go to college, if you want to go to HBCU, great, that's fine. I chose not to go to an HBCU, mainly because I wanted to go to a big college with a lot of resources and football, good football. I mean, HBCUs are good, obviously, too. But big football, I guess. But there's also PWIs, but if you go to PWI, then you have to kind of know where you're going. Because
do you know that for blacks that have a bachelor's degree or above, Charleston, South Carolina is in the bottom percentage as far as African Americans? I believe that in Charleston, South Carolina is about 19% of the black community who have bachelor's or above. And that's and that category
probably
is
South
bottom.
Carolina in general. South Carolina is not a great.
You know what city is number one?
What?
Washington.
I could see that.
Yeah, Washington as far as black African.
Washington State or Washington D.C.
Washington D.C.
Oh, yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Washington, that's a state? Wait.
It's not it's like a Providence, I think. I mean, Washington, D.C. is not a state.
I thought Providence was in Rhode Island.
I mean, it's I think that's what you call it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Here I am with the degree, and I don't know what Washington, D.C. is. But no, it's not a state. But yeah,
do you feel like your degree is useless? Or do you have a useless degree?
No. I'm not going to say useless. I could have done more with it. So I majored in sociology. And we joke haha, what do you do with it? But I could have been a social worker, which I was for a few years. A couple years. And my next job still went along with sociology. But then I got into the industry of IT and software. Mm-hmm. And I needed my degree to get my job, but I didn't need that specific degree. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
And I just saw something too, not too long ago, a few days ago, about jobs are starting to drop the degree requirements for a lot of these jobs.
Well, I think part of that is because people need to work. Now we're talking about post-COVID, right? Okay. So, people need people to work. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get. You have to kind of broaden your requirements because of that reason. I don't think that if we ever went through COVID, it would be as broad as it is now in terms of organizations really just being whoever wants to work can work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them companies, I just feel, Well, not just feel, just know. I just too strict. Or like, let me tell you something. Like, I am not a college graduate, but the average income for a black man in America is about 50. Just say 50,000. You know what I mean? And I make well over that. No college degree, but like these jobs are putting this unnecessary unnecessary pressure on having that for a lower salary. Like that's what really like pissed me off, fam. It's like you want me to have a bachelor's in geographical rocks and earth science and astrology of the moon and the stars to make 44,000 a year.
Well, so let me go back to the article, which had facts in it, and also just my, just what I believe. So, statistically speaking, like when you look at facts, yes, people with a bachelor's degree make on average 1.5% more than those who don't. Yeah, did I say that right?
Repeat it again.
I don't think I said. Yeah, statistically speaking, those with a bachelor's degree make on average 1.5% more than those with a high school diploma.
Okay.
And
but how much of that is the African American community? Do you know that?
But see, I mean, you can't say that too because the percentage of African Americans that go to college is already small.
Right, but still, in that percentage, right? Let's say, for instance, and this is throw a number out there. Let's say, what you said, 1%, but let's just say is we are 0.425 of that percentage. That still can kind of sway if African American or African American kids start looking at the data and start saying that, hey, we don't really make an impact in that number like that anyway. So whether we go get a bachelor's degree or not, like it doesn't matter because what what you're saying is every ethnic group combined, right? I'll show you that number is whites. That number was just minority.
Oh yeah,
it was just minority.
No,
no,
you're
so
saying
yeah. So what I was saying,
yeah.
So we could be a small percentage of that 1%. Or so, so like for like some people could still be like, well, we're not really contributing to that number anyway. So like us, like I don't think that number will really make somebody be like, oh wow, I need to go get a bachelor's degree, especially a number that low.
Yeah, true.
I can see people dealing with like.
Well,
60%.
so that's one thing, right? So making more money, just in general, having less laborious jobs. So that's a really big thing. Like, yes, you can make more money, but you know what I'm saying, you might have a very strenuous laborious job, whereas maybe somebody with a degree can sit in an office. You know what I'm saying, and either make just as much or if not more, and not have to do as much physical laborious work.
And
wait, hold on.
Okay.
And then third one is like, how do I put this? Like how do I say this? Just knowing that you can do it, right? Like putting your mind to something and like doing it. So for me, it's like I wouldn't change getting my degree because that is like my pride possession. Like I'm very proud of like where I went, how I graduated, like, and you learn so much in college that does prepare you for like the workforce, even though it may not prepare you for like a specific workforce, just like the rigorous work and like being able to be on a schedule, do the work, you know what I'm saying? Like even what you learn as far as like having to complete assignments and projects, career, like internships, things like that. Like college does prepare you a lot like for the workforce.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I mean, it did for me, so I can say that it's true. But I'm not saying that like you can't do just as well without a degree.
Right. No, and now I agree with that point. My point is I don't feel like people go to college to get a degree to eventually, for just sum it up, make more money.
Well, right, but you're talking about post-COVID now. So that was much different 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes. But in a way, if you really look at it, what's the point really of getting a degree or going to school for whatever? They're not really training you specifically for whatever job you may get. And then on top of that, every company you go work for has their own individual training process.
Well, most of them do. So my degree was very broad, but a lot of them weren't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're talking, even the medical field is broad, but to a certain extent, you have to have a specific degree, a biology degree if you want to be a doctor, a physics degree, chemistry degree if you want to be a pharmacist, like accounting degree if you want to be, you know what I'm saying? So there are engineers, like there are very specific degrees that.
And I agree that, you know, it's necessary. You're trying to get in Goldman Sachs. It's necessary. You're trying to go be a criminal attorney. Like that, you know what I mean? But some of these, you know, let me tell you something. Everybody in the hood that went to college that I know, they got a degree in one thing. Business management.
Why though?
I don't know. I think just like, I can't really speak for because the person that never went, like, but it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if they thought business management was just gonna just what you gonna be a manager at Hooters?
Yeah, I don't even know if my college had business management.
All the baby mamas gonna be nurses. You know, that's what they.
Well, nursing is actually. If I were to go back to college and do anything else, I would be a nurse. Now, I can't be a nurse, but
But you ain't a baby mama though. You gotta be a baby mama though.
To be a nurse, nurses right now are literally at the top.
I know that. Oh, I know
any career.
I'm just saying though, but you know, come on, like for the black chicks, come on, like you know that's a requirement. You gotta be a baby mama. Like
to be a nurse?
Yeah, like come on.
No, because you gotta go to. I mean, everybody I knew didn't have a baby when we were in college. Who are in nursing school.
All the black chicks right now that's in college right now, we already know the little fine chicks with the scrubs.
You talking about getting a BSN, a Bachelor of Science of Nursing?
I don't know about BSA. I don't know about a PSA.
Like an undergraduate degree.
All right.
Or just because there's different types of nursing schools.
Well, just know you gotta be a baby mama. That's the requirement.
They getting money though. Nurses are making so.
I can't tell. They all keep getting the Maximas and the Ultimas.
They're making right now.
Is that the standard?
Nurses are making so much money.
They need to upgrade because it seems like these Ultimas and these Maximas is
all the nurses I know have very nice cars. My friend has a brand new Jeep, and she is a baby mama.
Oh, the Jeep. There you go, right there. The Jeep. Let me see.
Jeeps are expensive.
I believe it when I see the Tesla. When I see the nurse with the Tesla.
I feel like a nurse can afford a Tesla.
No, I know she can. Yeah. The nurses though that really make a killing though, there's those travel
nurses. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. She be on tour like she a rapper. Oh,
I'm telling you, if I went back to college and did anything else, I would have done. But see, nursing school is hard. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't discredit that. Even if you have a BSN, RN, whatever, LPN, whatever you are, I don't discredit any of it because I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, ladies, you know that criteria. You know, I don't know. It's something about that. It's something about that nice, fine chick that break up with that shitty baby daddy. You know that. And just like, you know what? I'm about to go to ECPI. I'm about to show him and go be a nurse. You know, get an Ultima, Maxima. You know, the 20.
And if that's what you see, here's the other thing. For anybody watching this that's debating whether or not they should go to college, don't let a college name deter you from or talk you into going, right? Like, please do not look at schools like Clemson, USC, all these schools, like these big schools that cost $25,000 a year and think, oh, I want to go to this, this tech school or this trade school, but like I don't want people to say, like, no, because there's nothing cute about being in debt. It's not cute. And there is a debt cycle, right? So that means that we go to school for 4 years, get a degree, just to get a job, just to pay off these degrees every month. Barely do that.
Well, I'm gonna give a shout out to all the baby mamas right now. ECPI with the Maxima, y'all look good. You hear me? Keep wearing them scrubs with the low top. With you, something disrespectful?
Yes.
That's I'm shouting them out. Like yo, like these chicks are out here. Let me tell you something. It's something about a broken or a fucked up relationship that put this battery in your back, and they go sign up for school, get some scrubs. They go to Tanga Outlet, go get some scrub uniforms.
You say that like it's like, oh, let me just like they don't have to go to school for this.
They do. I know what you mean. I'm bigging them up. I like that. Shit.
I like that.
I like that. You got the little Maxima. You know what I'm saying? She can't never go out with you because, she got to study. You know what I'm saying? Oh, come on now. Oh, you putting your life, your priorities, huh?
Or go to nursing school. You don't have to go to a big, 4-year college, go to maybe a trade school, a tech school, then transfer over to a 4-year college, get your, you don't have to just go straight to the top.
You ever saw you have you seen when you was in college? You ever saw like a chick that was like a single mother, like going?
No. And that's the thing too. Like, definitely study your college, because Clemson is very much like walk you through type thing. Like, you have to live on campus freshman year. So like, I remember there was one girl who was like 21. And it was very weird. Like, nobody, I mean, like, now there were graduate students, but graduate classes were typically in the afternoon, so we were already done with classes by the time like graduate students had their classes. But like in the afternoons, you would see maybe like somebody pregnant or like an older. But it was very much, at least when I was there, it was very much like an extended version of high school, especially for your first 2 years. So like, you didn't really get, like, there was not really many people who were older. There was not many pregnant people in undergraduate school. It was just everybody your age. Everybody was 18 to 22 and young, and no, like it wasn't. I mean, from what I remember, it wasn't.
So no baby mamas on Clemson campus.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there was definitely nobody. I had a friend who like had got pregnant in college, but like she later dropped out and is like doing really well now. But yeah, that was like very.
Brenda's got a baby.
It was very rare.
You said
very rare.
You said it like we don't do that here. That's on the reserve for
No,
college.
just not Clemson. Now there are some institutions, large institutions, where it is more common, and really because of where Clemson was. So Clemson is Clemson, and that's it. It's a city. Like, even USC is a little different because it is actually in a real, lively, active city where you may have undergraduate students who are just regular adults.
So you
but Clemson, you really wouldn't want to go to Clemson if you were starting your path later, because it's just not built for that. And that's part of the reason, like, how they get people and they stay. To me, it's like a trap, because when you're older, you understand more. But when you're young and naive and fresh out of, what I'm saying? It's like a trap to like get you there, keep you there. And then, you move on, which is good in a way because it prepares you for real life. But also, like, that's not a school to go to if you're just now starting. Like, if you're an older adult, starting, because you literally have to live on campus your freshman year. So it gives you very much like that, like, fresh out of high school, will walk you through the steps of college life. Yeah, at least from what I remember. No, I wouldn't.
You feel discriminated against because you ain't got kids?
Right now?
Versus women who got kids?
Because of college?
No, just period. You feel discriminated against?
I don't feel discriminated against. I mean, I still think there's a lot of people who don't have kids.
Nah, I'm saying, like, they got, the chicks with kids always love to tell people with kids, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut up!
That is very true.
How does that make you feel, though, as a woman, like, who have no kids, right? And as a man who have kids, sometimes it is borderline true. Like, it's kind of like, shut up until you experience it, but then, like, I ain't gonna say that about everything. Like, all right.
But it's like, I think people with children forget that, like, we all make choices, right? Like, so it's, and I don't know if this is.
Answer this correctly. On your ass, the baby mamas.
No, I mean, we all make choices. Like, I chose not to have children, and like everybody, like every woman has a choice. You may be put in a situation where it was out of your control that you got pregnant, but there are like choices to make, whether or not it's abortion, whether or not it's adoption, whether or not it's, I
don't want to go that far and say they had an option.
Well, that's not my point. My point is that you chose to have a child. I chose to not have a child. So just because you made a choice to have a child doesn't mean that I don't know, like, that I'm not entitled to have my own thoughts and opinions on, like, for example, like, if you say something like, I don't like, so the thing that bothers me sometimes is, like, for example, working. So like somebody, if we're both at a job, right? Somebody with a child may be like, oh, I'm working so much harder. Like, it's so hard with the child, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, I get that. You know what I mean? But that doesn't discredit how hard I'm working. Like, just because you have a child doesn't mean that I'm working just as hard as you. You see what I'm saying?
Got you.
So like, that's what I mean. Like, it's like, that was a choice that you made, and it doesn't like you. But sometimes I think unintentionally, people with children do discredit people without children for doing the same thing just because they have a child. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's where it's just like, well, no, like we're all working hard. You know what I mean? Like, yes, it may be harder for you because of the situation, but like that, but when you start to like discredit somebody, then it's like, well, no, like that's not fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you made a choice to have a child, I made a choice to not have a child.
And I think that may not be intentional when they say these things. I feel like most of these things are said as a defense mechanism because, like you said, they may feel that you're trying to discredit them. Yes, it is factual. They have an extra level of added difficulty to their everyday task, right? To your point, you're absolutely right. My head is in these books studying for this the same amount as you are studying, right? But you do have an extra level of added difficulty because you may have to stop for 15, 20, 30 minutes to an hour to deal with a human being and then get back to it compared to where you can get your 3 hours done. It may take me 4.5 because I have an extra human component. To your point, yes, it's just it's an extra. That person on the child has an extra level of difficulty, but that doesn't discredit, honestly, either of you guys from what you're doing. Your head is in the books, just, their head is in the books. You guys are both studying. You just have an extra, variable that you have to actually count or worry about.
Yeah.
So I think too, for kind of a woman with kids, woman with no kids. I think for both ends, it is a defense mechanism because it feel like sometimes women think that might be trying to discredit them. Who you say I ain't working hard. I got this such and such, and then you're gonna go take offense. I'm working hard too. Like I'm getting up, I'm doing such and such. So I don't think it should be bickering or war. Just
What was your original question?
like you feel discriminated against as far as like compared to
Oh,
just
woman
with kids.
Yeah, and I mean too, like when you're talking about like in the eye of like the outside, right? So if somebody was looking at me without a child and somebody with a child, I mean, I could see like discrimination that way because again, like unintentionally, if I do something without a child and somebody does something with a child, it may look like they did a lot more than I did. I mean, because they did, but I'm just saying, so like if you're talking about being discriminated against and like the eye of like the outside, like I mean, I could see that. Yeah.
And then too, like I one thing I've learned too as a man with children, men and women alike, we have to at some point stop using the excuse I was young and dumb. Right? Because we had a choice, and I'm just speaking of people that are of age having a child that's old enough to just think and function on their own, 23, 24, 25, and they're 32, and they're trying to chase their tail in life and things like that. And then it's like, well, like you say, you had a choice. You could.
Well, wait, what do you mean like using the excuse young and dumb?
Well, that's
for what?
For anything. Why are you not here? Why are you there? Why you had a child? It's stopping you from this relationship. It's stopping you from this job. I had this kid. Why you had a child at 24 years old? I was young and I was dumb. That's really not an excuse. You was a grown, functioning human being. You could sit there to pay to get in the club. You could sit and lay down and open your legs up. You made a choice at the end of the day, and I'm not speaking of the latter of, an unfortunate situation they may have with somebody young. I'm talking about somebody that's old, functioning, no left from right, could sit down and understand the fact that, hey, I'm having sex and I know what this may net or result.
Well, I mean, you're not young and dumb if you're
Exactly
doing so. Again, I mean, you have to take the like all of those situations out, period. Like any situation that's out of somebody's control, when you take that out, period, it doesn't matter how old you are. You were old enough to understand what you were doing.
But the famous line is, I was young and I was dumb.
Yeah.
People say, well, somebody asked, you had a child at 23 years old, and they would say, why? You're not married and such. Why? I was young and I was dumb. No, you wasn't.
Well, so you're saying like if they're using the excuse like the child is stopping them from like progressing in life now.
Whatever, a man, a job, whatever the case may be. Why you? Well, if that child is stopping you, why did you have? I was young and I was dumb. No, You was old. You was old enough. You had a.
Well, maybe too, because like maybe when you are young and you have kids, there are a lot of things that you may have done that could have like hindered you from getting as far as you could have gotten now. So like maybe being young and dumb does hinder them now from like doing something because of the things that they may have done when they were young and had a child because they had to.
Yes, but we can't just jump back and go rely on that and say that because we made a decision. All right, we was 18 years old, 19 years old. We was able to get a credit card with a $500 limit and ran it up. Now we got to pay for it at 23 years old when we're trying to maybe get other credit card or apply for something and we get denied. Oh, I was young and I was dumb. Nah, we made a choice, made a decision.
But maybe you didn't have the education, so maybe you were young and dumb.
I don't think that's young and dumb. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would chalk it up to that. I mean, I would agree that yes.
Because hell, some people be old and dumb and still use it as an excuse. So I don't think.
A nigga 52 trying to get his life together. Yo, a nigga 52 saying I was young and
people
dumb.
use that excuse about anything.
Why he can't get something right now in his life? Yo, that is crazy, fam. That's nasty.
That's true.
Well, how important is it for you to have a child?
How important?
Yeah.
Very important when I'm ready to have a child.
Yeah. How many kids would you like to have?
2.
You have 2?
Yep.
Times 2?
No.
You can't do 4?
Not at all. Nope. Not doing it. I mean, I probably could, but
you would never be a proponent as you being the only child to just ever having one child.
No.
Why?
Because I don't want one child. I mean, even if I wasn't the only child, I still wouldn't have one child.
Yeah. You think that's very detrimental?
Being the only child?
Like having just one child, like.
No. I mean, I feel like there's more benefits than cons. Yeah.
You think that?
You're spoiled. You're the only one.
That's
the attention is all on you.
That was a whole bunch of cons you just said.
What? Being the only child?
You just said being spoiled con.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, as the child, not later on in life, not as an adult.
That's what I'm thinking. Later on in life.
No, I mean, I don't think. No, I mean, no, I don't. I think
social skills off.
My social skills weren't off. I was actually very social at a very young age.
Yeah, because you used to talk to yourself.
No, because I used to have friends. Like, what?
So don't lie though. As an only child, you used to have invisible friends.
I had real friends.
Nah, like used to be in your room. Like when you getting go outside.
I will say this: there are a lot of people who had siblings and hated each other, and it was worse than being an only child. Because they fought all the time.
You didn't answer the question.
What's the question?
Did you have invisible friends?
No, I didn't. I had real friends.
So you didn't.
I always talk to myself though. I still talk to myself.
Do you answer yourself?
Well, if I'm having a conversation, yeah.
Yo.
That's talking to yourself. It's responding to yourself. Sure, it is.
About to send a wellness check at
Either way, I don't think being an only child is necessarily a bad thing. I just don't want one child. Even if I had a gang of siblings, I still wouldn't just have one child.
I think you say that.
I mean, I do have 2.
I think you say that because that's your only experience. I think if you would have experienced either having siblings like in the household, maybe our look would be different.
About what?
Being the only child is like detrimental. You don't think it is? I think it is.
Why?
Socially,
Why do you think it is?
So socially.
How socially?
When you would grow up with siblings, like you learn how to care. You learn
care. So, all right, use me as an example.
Okay.
Because I'm an only child and you're not.
Okay. Usually.
So what are the
What are the what?
What are the cons about me being an only child? Either back then or now.
All right. So you won't go. If you go with spoil, right? Then that would lead to. And let me say this: what you were saying, absolutely was right, but that was in the moment. See, I'm thinking about long-term effects. So being spoiled as a child does not help you because you go out into the world thinking that everybody.
I wasn't spoiled though, just for the record.
Okay, but you go out into the world thinking that the world owes you something. Horrible way to think. You know. Now maybe you all right. Okay,
go ahead.
So you had great social skills. Great. What about the other kids who are the only child who maybe don't have friends, don't have siblings, parents don't talk to them, and go out in this world, do not know how to develop or nurture relationships?
But I think that could be anybody. I mean, that can be any child.
But you get hands-on training real quick, real fast with a sibling. Like
That's not true.
She.
I mean, yes, because I'm not saying that's not true, but I'm saying that you can still develop just as well without siblings.
So, fam, you don't know about splitting that candy up with your come on, splitting that candy.
But yes, because I don't mind sharing. I'm an only child. I never minded sharing.
I find that hard to believe.
I literally don't. I never had like only child syndrome.
So you never went to the park and no, this is my ball.
I was never like that. If anything, I was more inclined to share because I didn't have it, and I was like, "Oh yes, like this is what I eat." Like
you wanted to be accepted.
No, I'm just saying, like it was fun because I'm like, "Oh, I have friends. Like, yes, I'll share. You want some of my food? Sure, I'll share. You want some of my candy? Sure, I'll share."
You just giving up everything, just getting juice out your mama house for everybody in the neighborhood.
Yeah. I was literally like, I would literally bring stuff to school for everybody. My mom would be like, "You cannot give kids at school your stuff."
Yo.
I would.
Yo, my mom got food stamps. You get your ass beat. You bring
I literally would bring stuff for my friends.
If I would have bought a whole box of Capri Suns for my class,
I would.
all the skin would have been going off my goddamn
So
back.
that's why I'm like, I never had that.
Yo, fam, you sharing snacks out your house for everybody?
I would. And I had my cousin who I call my brother. I mean, we didn't like live together all the time, but like, yeah, I don't think it's that detrimental. I mean, I'm not gonna say only child syndrome isn't a thing, but like, I'm just saying like, that's not why I'm not having one child. I just don't want one child.
No, I mean, I respect it. I respect it. But yeah, that's no.
What?
I couldn't do that. I couldn't see myself being the only child. I'm glad that I didn't experience it. And then too, I guess maybe your environment may have something to do with it. Your parents, have something to do with that too. Like,
I think your parents have a lot to do with how you develop.
But yeah, but just how if you were the only child, how that would affect you. Because your mother taught you well and spent time with you, let you explore some things.
Yeah, like. I think because if you had like that, like busy mother who like never had time and you were just kind of just a child, like it might be detrimental to you later on in life for sure.
Yeah. What else we got, man? What else? What's
I think that was it.
Oh, it was not.
Yes, it was it.
Miss Lexi B proposed a good question.
We talked about everything.
We did not. Miss Lexi.
All right, well then you bring up the last. There's one more topic.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
No, because whatever you're about to say is irrelevant.
Oh wow!
If it started with my name, it's irrelevant.
Well, you said it, not me. Anything that starts with her name is irrelevant. So anything she
what are you about to say?
You proposed the question: is it okay to be obsessed with your significant other?
Oh, I did.
Oh,
all right,
yeah.
so here's the post. Here's the topic. Post was, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why I'm not friends with people who are obsessed with their significant other.
All right, run them down.
Number one.
Oh, I thought we was going to 10. Number one.
I could start. Yeah, I mean, they're not in like any specific order. Number one, boundaries. She says, my business should never be the topic of conversation for you and your partner. Number two, quality time. If you feel like you have to be with your partner all day, all night, all the time, please stay away from me. 3, respect. If I tell you something about your partner in private, that's how it should remain. 4, conversation. If we speak or get up and your partner is the topic, don't even call me. Meaning like if we like hang out. Like when we talk and we hang out, I didn't understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Number 5, healthy breaks. Taking time away from your partner is good for your relationship. If you're going to complain or be in a rush to get back home to them, don't come around me.
Nah, that's bullshit.
Hold on, let me finish. I'm only on number 6.
Because I'm gonna forget.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, 5 is bullshit. That's exciting.
I think they're all bullshit, but that's
five is bullshit, right? To a certain extent. A healthy break, yeah, cool. Go by your friend, y'all go out, have a good time. But yeah, you kind of looking at the shit. I want to get back home to my baby. So yeah, fuck out of here, lonely ass. Number 6.
Healthy. That was number Oh no,
That's
that
5.
was 5. 6, mental exhaustion / toxic relationships. If your partner is going to be calling you every 5 minutes, contacting the people around you, or popping up wherever you are, yeah, go ahead and stay away from me, Bookie.
I will agree with that. That is too much.
7, manipulation. If your partner is continuously hurting you emotionally, mentally, cheating on you, etc., and you're sticking around for it, I'm definitely not your friend.
That has nothing to do with you, bitch.
Number 8, individuality. It's okay to be yourself, have your own wave, and do your own thing. Everything doesn't have to be about a nigga.
Yes, it does.
Because he's my nigga.
Thank you.
Number 9, honesty. If you're constantly opening up to me about your relationship, don't get upset when I share my opinion because I don't hold back.
First of all, shut the fuck up. I'm just telling you something.
And
Don't
number
give me-
10, last but not least, poor judgment. If your relationship is unstable, keep all advice and your opinions to yourself. Now, here's what I have to say about 1 through 10. Not necessarily the topics.
Can you repeat number 10 one more time for me?
Poor judgment. If your relationship is unstable, keep all advice and opinions to yourself about anything.
So if my relationship is fucked up,
I can't comment about nothing.
Oh no, I can't or you can.
Me. Like, yeah, you. Like, if your relationship is fucked up, if your relationship is unstable, keep all advice and opinions to yourself.
I low key do be feeling like that. Nigga, they set up there. Nigga, your girl just sucked 3 dicks. Boy, she was sitting there telling me about how to maintain my household.
But the thing about all these 1 through 10
is they made by a
is
single.
that not only that, but they're all negative. And why do we automatically see a topic and come up with 10 negative things about a relationship? Not one of these was a good, healthy relationship.
Tell me by the time
None
you
of
guys
these
went to
happen
dinner.
in a good. I'm not saying they don't happen. Like, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, like, we're always so quick to, like, jump on negative things. And this is why people don't want to be in a relationship. Because you talk about 10 things about being friends with somebody, and you didn't say in a bad relationship. You said in a relationship.
Yeah.
But yet you named 10 negative. Like, why do we do? That's why people don't want to be in a relationship.
That and Glorilla.
Because it's always like glorifying like, we do not glorify healthy, stable relationships. We don't. We always glorify negative. We always glorify what somebody does negatively, what they cheated, who, like, why. And this is why, because the topic was 10 reasons why I don't want to be friends with somebody in a relationship, not in a toxic relationship, not in an unstable, like, and so that's what you come up with, 10 negative things.
Hey man. That goes back to my main
Like,
point.
what?
That goes back to my main point. There is a lot of people out here hurting and bleeding on other people.
But it lets you see the outlook that in any given moment somebody has on being in a relationship. That's why especially when you ask men, like, why they don't want to, like, be in a relationship, or like why they don't want to settle down, it's always negative stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's always like because of not like, oh, I get to have a future. Like, you know, maybe I don't see the same career as them. It's always like, I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to nobody checking in on me. I don't want to lose my sense of self. Like, what?
Yeah. I think a lot of that is based up on their own personal experiences, right? Without actually going to try to, and I spoke about this on the last pod, about accountability, self-awareness, and understanding why do I attract this, right? Because they're all amazing people out here to be in a relationship with, women and men alike. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And me as a proponent of that at one time was at one point thinking that was no good women out there. But of course, if that's all I had, that's what I'm going to say. If I'm programmed and every relationship I was in was toxic, of course I think that, right? Until you stop, you look at yourself, and look at your surroundings, have some self-awareness, and say, yo, I need to pivot. I need to make a change. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm a type of person, I love love. I love relationships. You see what I'm saying? That's what life is all about. Life is all about people, not money, not your career, people.
And who you, especially for women, like, who you surround yourself with. Because if you're surrounding yourself with friends who have these type of relationships,
Yes.
you're never gonna have a positive outlook on a relationship.
Ever.
Like
ever.
you're never going, and you can't leave it up to social media because they're always gonna display the negative.
All
They're
the
rarely
time.
gonna talk about the positive of anybody's relationship.
And this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you ever heard this, but it's 1,000% true. You are what you attract.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. You are what you attract. So you keep getting shitty dude, you keep getting a shitty female, you are what you attract. Point blank, period. You have to put the work in on yourself to get. This is the same way you go into a job and you say, I want to get to this position. You have to do some things differently. Okay, maybe the way you conducted yourself, the way you communicated with your ex-associates or whatnot, it's not going to fly here. You know what I mean? You have to do some things differently to get to that top pinnacle.
Yeah.
Just do it. Like at the end. But there's so many hurt people out here. And it is very, when I think about it, very sad and very depressing. The amount of people, it is a plethora of people that I can talk to somebody in 30 to 60 seconds, seriously, and say, you need professional help.
Yeah.
You need to sit down with somebody. You know what I mean? Like just when you talk to somebody, you just see the blatant just finger pointing, the blatant I'm a victim, the blatant controlling, or whatever it is, manipulation, anything it is, you just see it. And hurt people. You know, the bleeding on each other, putting your ideals or your traumas off on other people to skew their mindset. It's not healthy, and it's not good. You know, so that's the simplest way I can put it. You keep running into these shitty guys, you keep running into these shitty women, you gotta look in the mirror. Cause it ain't them. I tell you, I say this all the time. The universe is gonna put you and give you exactly what you deserve and where you need to be. Point blank, period.
Yeah.
Don't complain about it. Make a change.
Like, and we all like fall victim to like when we were single, like saying some of these things, and not necessarily these exact things, but like, but still, like if you truly want a relationship and you really want to be in a relationship, you can't like keep continuously thinking negatively about. You're not gonna get anywhere. Like if you keep thinking negatively about relationships, like, oh, niggas ain't shit. Like I don't want no nigga to tell me what to do. I like doing my own thing. I like having my own. Then you don't need to be with nobody if that's the case. You know, like it's not that having your own is not bad, or you know what I'm saying, but it's like, I mean, it's not good, but it's just like, that's like not all a relationship is about. And like, you really have to like change your way of thinking if you like want to attract a good, now you might attract a man, you know what I mean? But it's like, sometimes you do have to like, and it's okay. Like, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means like you may have to change your way of thinking. You have to change your way of like, not who you are as a person, but just the way that you think, the way that you may like carry yourself or whatever the situation is, because it's like, something's got to give. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
And some women will say that think that negative way, and then once you go to try to, you know, put the mirror in front of them, well, I ain't got no problem. I get niggas. I get niggas. Yes, but can you keep a man?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Dudes are like, I get bitches.
Yeah.
I get help. Yes, but can you get a woman and keep a woman? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality. Can you get one good person that embodies everything that you need and want? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and the thing that I think a lot of people take time for granted and always think that I'm going to get another chance.
Yeah.
So that's when people will put certain things first instead of relationships with people, as far as career, money, and things like that.
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yeah, and just understanding that, you know, and just my perspective, like a lot of women, not all, just, you know, a lot of women know, can't give me a straight answer what your life is going to look like 15, 20 years from now.
Yeah.
It's always this. It's always this. It's always in line with what I heard the last 10 women say, and it's always this fantasy, far fetched. Oh, I'm gonna be traveling. Okay, that's fine. But how you gonna travel? Well, I got, but how? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
well, I sell hair. I do lashes. I got a boutique. Yes, but like, how do you plan on scaling that? Like, look around you. Like, how do you plan on scaling that to do that? You know,
Yeah.
women can't even calculate like how much money you need to retire. So it's like, okay, like, you know, they just think, oh no, I don't know. Some women still think that Social Security is gonna be around. You know, and they say that shit's supposed to be up in 2035.
I mean, I don't. At that point, it's a scam to me because I already know I may not ever see no Social Security check, and they faithfully take it out of my check every 2 weeks or every twice a month.
Yeah.
But you gotta, yeah. I mean, and that's not necessarily just entrepreneurs, but anybody, and especially people, you know what I'm saying, who do work career 9-to-5 jobs. Like, you definitely got to know your life path, otherwise you'll be there forever.
PSA, men and women, I understand. I understand you have been hurt. I understand you've been in shitty, toxic relationships. Understandable. I'm a walking billboard for toxicity. Trust me, I know. All right, you want to see a revamped, revised Negro, you're looking at him. And it continues every day. But you have to ask yourself, really, what do you want 15 to 20 years from now to look like for you? And whatever you're thinking in your head, that glamorous thought you have in your head, are you willing to put in the work to get it? If not, enjoy what it is right now, because that's what it'll be later on. You know?
Yeah, and that's just anything though. Like, even if you want to be single for the rest of your life, like, I really don't think this has anything to do with relationships at this point. Like, you just got to know like what you want for your life, like, and actually, because life is hard, and like, you really have to like learn, like, how do I retire? Like, how do I stop working and live my life and do these things, travel? Like, how do I really actually do this stuff?
Yeah.
How do I set up financial generational wealth and financial freedom for me and my children? Like, how do I like do these things that, like, okay, we say like, oh, this is what we want, like generational wealth. Like, what does that really mean? Like, what do I really have to do to do
That's
that?
another thing too. I'm tired of that damn buzzword, that generational wealth shit. You know what? Shut the hell up, because you keep talking about some generational wealth is when you die and you pass down the life insurance. Like,
I mean, that could be a way, but we want to be present.
I'm sorry. I thank you. I want to be present. I don't want to start generational wealth by dying. And half of you ain't even got goddamn life insurance.
Yeah.
Just keep sitting there saying, I want to start generational. What are you doing? Warren Buffett started this many generations ago. That's generational wealth. I'm talking about going back to the 1920s. You see what I'm saying? And just kept passing on. That's generational wealth, you know? What building, brick or mortar, you're going to pass down? You know, what business, whatever it is, are you going to pass down?
Yeah, especially for African Americans.
Exactly. That doesn't require you to die.
Yeah.
That doesn't require you to die.
I mean, that's the easy way, right? Like, set up life insurance, pay a few dollars a month. Yeah, but like, what about the hard ways? You know what I'm saying? What about acquiring rental property, any type of real estate property, acquiring a successful business that maybe they can sell later. Even if they don't want to do it, they can sell it and have all this money, or like putting in a lot of work now that you know your children may not have to lift a finger in a sense of like establishing the business, but like that's the hard part, right? It's like doing all this work knowing that like I'm working hard now so my children don't have to later, not like just, you know, having life insurance.
Yeah. Don't sound too cool, bro. You sitting in heaven talking to Frank Sinatra, talking about some, I started generational wealth. That's why I'm up here. Yo, you talking to Tupac. I started generational wealth. Yeah, it's the start. Yeah, that's why I'm up here. Fuck out of here, man. Weekly playables. What you got? I ain't even look at my phone. I already know. Mine is I've been bumping all week, man. Bill Withers, man. Lovely Day. I've been bumping that.
What?
La. See, man, that's why I can't deal with you babies born after 1992. Can't deal with y'all.
I have not heard you play that song not one time.
You ain't had no. You had headsets and earbuds. You know what I'm saying? I like to share the good for myself. The good music, share it to myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's that. Where they must have put something in y'all water after 1992. Sprinkle a
I
little.
wasn't born in 1992.
After y'all, the kids born after 1992, they put a little something in y'all water.
To make us what? Uncultured?
something wrong with y'all. Something. The
Hater.
computer.
You're just old. People over 30 love to say something's wrong with us.
Oh, all right.
What is my song of the week? Oh, this was a good song. Am I Dreaming by Lil Nas X and Miley Cyrus. I danced to that the other day.
What? Say it again?
Am I Dreaming by Lil Nas X and Miley Cyrus.
Oh, okay.
That was so good. That was a good dance too.
Yeah. Yo, fam, like sometimes like, it really bothered me too because I had to ask you to repeat that. I know I talk fast, but like you in normal conversation talking is fine. But you know, look, God told me to tell you like stop playing on His name when you saying grace. Like,
what?
You say your grace too fast.
I
fam.
talk fast. Period.
Nah, God ain't playing with you like that. Cause you know what I'm saying. Like you be saying that grace a little bit too fast. Like
I be ready to eat. He can hear me.
Nah.
No,
fam. See, like he told me.
God can hear. He can hear my thoughts in my head.
God is not. See, God said the same way He putting that meal in your body and nourishing your soul.
But if God knows me, because since He is my Father, God knows I already talk
Don't
fast.
mean speed up the message.
But He knows that I talk fast. He can understand me, period. Even when I pray, I talk fast.
You know what? He sent me a message. He came to me in a dream last night. He told me to tell you, hey, slow it down because the email ain't getting up there.
How you know it, God? You prophet?
Now, I had a dream. All right.
Okay, Martin Luther King. Speaking of Martin Luther King, happy MLK Day to all.
Yes.
And go out and do, well, dang, this is going to go out after MLK Day. But hopefully you went out and did something and didn't just sleep all day. Those are us who are off. Because you're not off, are you?
No. They definitely sleeping, fam. They definitely not.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably I'm going to sleep, but I am at least going to do something because it is a day of service, not necessarily.
Man, if you don't sit your ass down and go to service or watch the speech.
I am.
I'm
I'm doing online community service.
Oh, well.
Give back. MLK gave so much to us.
They also said he was an FBI plant too. So hey, until I get the truth.
So you don't think that he helped us?
Nah, he did.
Oh,
He did.
I was like,
but I'm saying there's a
you're
lot.
getting canceled.
Subjective.
All right. Anyway, says somebody who barely graduated high school. What do you know about MLK?
What do I know? Oh, I know not to go to any hotel with the female first name in it. Know that.
What? You have? I'm sure you've been.
I ain't been. I'm not going to no Roseanne hotel, no Lorraine hotel. No Keisha hotel, no nothing.
Keisha? What kind of hotel name is
Girl, where you at Keisha Motel? Sound like they got bed bugs.
That is not good. You just say.
Oh my God. All right, man. We're about to be out of here, man. Good pie, man. Good pie. Feel great.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to get off your chest? Anything else you want to tell the people?
No.
Nah, man. Y'all have a great MLK. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend.
They're seeing
man.
this after MLK, by the way.
Well, y'all do some work. We hope you guys did some work for MLK. But enjoy your weekend. Hope you toast up with us. We got some more drinking. We're going to do. I don't know what I want to eat today. It's like I know a plethora.
What do you mean you don't
things.
know what you want to eat? You took
Like-
out the chicken.
Yeah, but it's like I want the chicken, but it's like I just want a whole bunch of that. I want some. I don't know. That sounds.
You just want to spend money is what you want to do.
No, I do not.
You love spending money.
No. If I spend money, what I spend money on? Food.
Exactly. The main thing.
No, I need you to correct it for the people out there. I spend money on food.
We have food in the house.
Don't make it seem like I ain't out here buying J's and all that. I nourish my soul. You hear me?
But there's food already there.
I know you ain't talking. We cannot. You can't tell you that. You would literally say, Miss, you never grew up on pork and beans and cream style corn and sausage and rice. Instead of that, there ain't no food in there. When there's a whole cabinet full of shit.
No,
in
there might. No.
It ain't what you want.
It's not what I'm going to cook, what I can cook. If I say there's no food in the house, it means there's no food that I can fix in the house. But I don't do the fixing the food, so that's irrelevant.
Yo, get off your high horse, fam. Like
I'm just saying, I'm not cooking today.
I don't like the way you said that, fam. Like I don't do the cooking. I wish I would.
No, I'm
beat something
saying
around
if I
here.
say there's no food in the house, that means that there's nothing that I can cook in the house or fix,
Nah,
whatever.
You just don't know the struggle meals.
That's not true, because I'll fix a peanut butter and jelly sandwich all
It's a
day.
struggle meal.
Yes, it
It's a
is.
delicacy.
Peanut butter and jelly?
So coming up real quick before we end this, real quick. Give me your for the people that will resonate and understand you. What is a struggle meal? Give me one that you experienced first time you ate struggle meal. Go ahead.
I mean, I didn't have to eat a struggle meal.
Oh,
It's I didn't like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I would literally just ask my grandma to take me to McDonald's if I was hungry.
oh, and your mama never told you she ain't got McDonald's. She got McDonald's.
Mo, I said my grandma, not my mom. My mom said that all the time. My grandma would take me out after lunch. I mean, after school, like every day.
I'm through with you, fam.
I'm being honest.
Well, don't be sitting here talking, telling us.
I didn't tell you anything. All I said was peanut butter and jelly is a struggle meal.
No, it's not.
How not?
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich is a snack, a delicacy.
So what's a struggle meal?
Cream style corn, sausage, and rice.
You gotta
Beans,
cook that on the stove. What if you don't have a stove?
rice and
You have
butter
to cook
rice.
that on the stove.
Eggs and rice.
What if you don't have a microwave or a stove? Peanut butter and jelly.
What?
How you gonna say something is a struggle meal, but you need a microwave and a stove
Why
to
you
fix
gotta
it?
add all these extra?
Okay, but and when I say struggle, I'm not necessarily talking about financial. What if the lights go off? You can't fix none of that. You were in Katrina. You could fix all of that during Katrina? No. What did you fix? A peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
We did.
You did?
You know,
How?
Because I think I told you we made a Boy Scouts grill in the backyard.
Oh, you did say you had a grill.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
We got it popping.
All right, what if you didn't have the grill? You wouldn't cook it.
Hey,
Well, you would have been making sandwiches.
You just moving the women, moving the goalposts, man. Nah, man, good pod, man. Remember, man, stay 10 toes down. If you're missing any, count them and roll with them. Lead with love, you're going to get love. Whoever you're doing, whatever you're doing it with, do them and it like you love it. Will love, Lexi B, TSOV Podcast. We are out. Peace.